The Jaguar I-Pace. You know, it's kind of hard to critique a car that's won over 60 awards. One that picked up the 2019 World Car of the Year, World Design Car of the Year and World Green Car of the Year awards, becoming the first car to win all three categories at once.
And let's face it, in the car world, that's a bit like winning big at the Oscars, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Well then, let's just say that all those judges and jurors who voted for the I-Pace to win must be onto something and leave it at that.
No, let's not. You're just being lazy, and if we did, this would be a rather short video.
True, but before we get down to the details, do make sure you subscribe to the Electrifying channel and click that little bell icon so that you know when our latest video has landed.
And you can find our full review of the I-Pace on electrifying.com, along with loads of beautiful info that will really come in handy if you don't know your mild hybrids from your BEVs. Because at electrifying.com,
we're here to clear the air.
You sound so cheesy when you say that. Now let's start by saying that the I-Pace is a car that will earn itself a place in the history books alongside the great Jaguars like the E-Type.
It's good, but it's not that good.
Why are you looking at me like that?
It's not that good.
It's Jaguar's first electric car. They were the first premium manufacturer to get one out there, and that's quite historic.
Yeah, but an E-Type, Ginny.
Moving on. It's powered by a large 90 kilowatt battery, slightly shy of the 100 kilowatt one that Tesla use, along with two electric motors. You've got one on each axle. When it's fully charged, Jaguars say it will travel up to 292 miles.
But let's forget the electric part for a sec, because this is simply a really good car.
That is true, but if we come back to it, one thing I will say is that I doubt anyone will get close to the claimed 292 miles of range. I haven't whenever I've driven it.
Well, me neither. Yeah. I reckon that in order to get the most out of electric cars, we're all going to have a rethink about our driving style and do stuff like heat them while they're still on the charging point and can take power from the grid. It's called preconditioning, and they all have an app to let you do it.
You know, this also helps the battery work at its best because, just like me, batteries don't like being too cold, especially in the morning. What?
Just keep going.
Okay. This battery translates to around 400 horsepower, so as you'd expect, it's quick off the mark with loads of punch when you need it for things like overtaking.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's just the fact that it's really good fun to drive. It's ace. It feels like a Jaguar should. In fact, it's hard to believe that this thing weighs over 2 tons and has a massive, heavy battery on board. It's genuinely one of the best handling EVs you can buy.
Yeah, you know how I always say I have those make me smile cars? I do. It is a make me smile kind of car. I love those. So, John, what do you think of the brakes?
Well, because they're regenerative, which basically means the energy created when you brake is fed back into the batteries, they do take a little bit of getting used to, but they feel more familiar than in many electric cars, and I love the fact it's possible to drive around in the I-Pace and not use the brakes at all. Simply lifting off the throttle will slow the car down.
As it does with many EVs, and that of course is a great way to use less power and keep the range up. It does blow my mind a little bit that sometimes you can increase your range as you drive. Now, I also really like the interior. It looks and it feels like a Jaguar, which is something I like. The build quality, the materials, they're excellent.
I think it looks great too. And Ian Callum, who actually designed it, is a design god.
Oh, design god, just like you.
I keep telling you I'm not that Tom Ford.
Oh yeah.
It's just a bit embarrassing. Anyway, when it comes to charging, Jaguar says that one of the super fast 100 kilowatt chargers get it to 80% full in just 40 minutes. But at the moment, there aren't many of those around. Using one of the rapid chargers, you can more commonly find, will take about an hour and a half, while a home charging unit can charge your car from 0 to 80% in around 10 hours, which is fine if you plug it in at night, ready for the next day.
And if our talk of charging speeds, kilowatts and range is all a bit confusing, then do take a look at our EV dictionary on electrifying.com. It's your handy guide to the jargon that you need to know.
The I-Pace has a full 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, which is as good as it gets. That's down to its impressive list of safety tech, which should help to stop an accident happening in the first place.
And it has all the usual tricks that you get with an electric car. As we've already said, you can precondition it remotely. The nav will direct you to the nearest charging point, which can be quite handy. And it's also got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
So come on, mate. Is it any good?
Yes, of course it is. It's won more awards than Meryl Streep, and she's won a lot.
I agree. It is a brilliant car, but if you're thinking about the I-Pace, you should also check out our videos of the Tesla Model S.
And maybe the Audi e-tron.
Or Mercedes EQC.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can find out everything you need to know about electrifying your life, like advice on what charging point to buy, over on electrifying.com.
Because we're here to clear the air.
You still sound cheesy when you say it.
I don't sound cheesy.
You do.
It's a sexy voice.